In this iMachining tutorial series, part 2 of video 4, we will define examples of open and semi-open pocket geometries. These include an open pocket with island, and open pocket with multiple islands. We will also define examples of a single open edge semi-open pocket, single open edge semi-open pocket with island, single open edge semi-open pocket with multiple islands, a multiple open edge semi-open pocket, multiple open edge semi-open pocket with island, and finally multiple open edge semi-open pocket with multiple islands. Please note that this video will start exactly where we left off in part 1. If you have the InventorCAM part file open from the previous video, please continue using it for these upcoming exercises. Otherwise, you may download the geometry part1.prz included with this video tutorial. Don't forget, we have been saving all tutorial part files to the training folder on our C drive. If working from the downloaded part file, go to the InventorCAM operation ribbon and select Open. When the dialog opens, let's look in the C drive under Computer. Select the training folder from the list and then choose the Geometry Part 1 and open it. Now, let's go to the InventorCAM Operation Manager on the left. Double-click the last operation in the tree to bring up the dialog. Here, we can click Save and Copy to create a new operation with the same tool and depth settings. The new operation will automatically open. Then, we will define the new geometry. The first example is of an open pocket. By right-clicking on the geometry name and marking the chain as open, this will inform iMachining that the pocket can be approached from the outside. Again, I will point out some of the iMachining techniques with each of these geometry examples using HostCAD. In this example, the entire face is cleared with a morphing spiral. Let's click Save and Copy to create a new operation. Then, we'll define the geometry for the next example. This example is of an open pocket with island. Here, we will mark the outer edge chain as open so that iMachining can approach from outside the pocket. The morphing spiral collapses on the island. Let's save and copy the operation and define the geometry for the next example. This example is of an open pocket with multiple islands. Again, we will mark the outer edge chain as open. The spiral collapses from the outside in until it hits an island, then separates the island from the remaining material, and then collapses another spiral onto the last island. Now we will move on to defining examples of semi-open pocket geometries. First, let's save and copy the operation, then we'll define the new geometry. This example is of a single open edge semi-open pocket. Using the Mark Open Edges option, we can define parts of the chain as open or closed. Notice how the color of the open edge changes to green when selected. The tool will enter from the semi-open edge. Let's save and copy the operation and define the geometry for the next example. This example is of a single open edge semi-open pocket with island. Let's mark the open edge again. After the tool enters from the semi-open edge, the island is separated when encountered and the tool path continues. Again, we will save and copy the operation and define the new geometry. This example is of a single open edge semi-open pocket with multiple islands. Let's select the geometries and then mark the open edge of the pocket. The tool enters and both islands are separated, allowing the tool path to continue. Let's save and copy the operation and define the geometry for the next example. This example is of a multiple open edge semi-open pocket. Once again, using the Mark Open Edges option, we can mark parts of the chain as open in this example. There are two edges that are open. The tool path enters from an open edge and breaks through the other side. Again, we will save and copy the operation and define the geometry for the next example. This example is of a multiple open edge semi-open pocket with island. Let's select the geometries and then mark the two open edges of the pocket. The tool enters from one side, separates the island, and continues through the other side. Now, let's save and copy the operation and define the geometry for the last example. This example is of a multiple open edge semi-open pocket with multiple islands. This time, let's mark the entire chain of the pocket as open and use the Mark Open Edges to define the walls. In HostCAD, both islands are separated and the tool path continues. And this concludes part 2 of video 4 of the iMachining tutorial series, where we have defined examples of open and semi-open pocket geometries. Thanks for watching. Please join us for video 5 of the series, Defining a Tool.